Totally. Okay.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our third interview with the lovely woman behind, pun intended, the blog Buns and Bites.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laura Afonso. I am the creator and founder of the body positive forward food blog Buns and Bites.
Yes, we absolutely love it.
We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we need to know all your secrets.
Oh, I will tell you. I will tell you all the secrets of the booties and the bites.
Yeah, so like where did this concept come from? Where did the idea originate?
So the concept started, it was like in my mind years ago. Really, it's been in the making in my own brain for a long time. But it really started on Instagram. I was, scrolling and I saw tons of pictures of food. And then I saw tons of pictures of, girls, whether it's fitness pages or whatever it might be, and like butts. I just always saw butts. And
Always
I'm like,
butts.
why are these two things never together? I see them all the time, but separately. And I was like, it would be kind of cute if I could bring those two together. And then I really wanted to have some more substance to that. And personally, I spent a little bit of time dabbling in some light modeling locally. Rhode Island doesn't have a huge modeling scene. But even in the small experience that I had, I faced a lot of, well, you're not tall enough, you're not the right build, you're not the right fit. And that kind of like gave me the like icky feeling of, oh, well, I'm just not good enough. And I really came into myself and, developed a lot of self-love and self-security. And I wanted to instill that in the blog as well. So to really encourage girls, like, you don't have to kill yourself for having a donut. Like, this is healthy. Life is all about balance. And you should definitely love yourself and love what you eat and kind of roll that into a really fun Instagram account and a blog and be able to connect with women that way.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Seriously.
It's like so in alignment of both. I mean, bolds and I was gonna say bolds and bites.
Bolds and bites, honestly. That might have to be the new thing. Bold babes and bites.
Bold babes.
Bolds and bites.
The collaboration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mix of the two worlds.
What year did you get started?
I started up in 2016. It'll be 2 years in April.
Wow.
That I'm thinking right?
Yeah.
2 years in April. Does that make sense? I think so.
I think
Yeah.
it makes great sense.
Yeah, sure.
And are you, obviously you're based in Rhode Island, but do you blog about other restaurants or other places outside of the state too?
Yeah, definitely. I'll blog wherever I go. I took a trip to Atlanta a couple months ago, got some shots in
I'm
there.
sure there's some great stuff
Yeah.
there.
I got some really fun food in Atlanta. If I'm in Massachusetts, if I'm in Boston, anything like that. If there's food and there's an opportunity, like a photo op, I'll like sneak right in there. Like,
She's in there.
I'll throw my fiance the phone and be like, just
Yeah.
so
good.
yes,
I'm
definitely.
curious, like, what was like the number one thing that helped you to overcome all of that criticism or
Yeah.
rejection in the modeling world, which is we hear about, but not as much in Rhode Island,
Yeah, well, I think that when I was really trying to pursue modeling at the time, I really thought it was like a viable option for a career choice for me. Like, I was trying to go to Boston, trying to get into modeling agencies. I actually was involved with a modeling agency. I was in their curve department. So I wasn't even in like their regular like, we'll send you to castings. It's like, no, you're in the like plus size curvy department, which I was like, okay, like sure, I understand I don't fit the build that a conventional model might be. And during that time, I really like stressed over like what I would eat, and especially if I was going to be doing a photo shoot, it was like very, very structured and like making sure I was always working out and always eating like really, really healthy, and like that just wasn't a good lifestyle. I couldn't enjoy eating, and then if I did eat something, I'd have a cookie and I'd be like, oh my god,
The guilt.
the guilt would consume me. And so I really just decided that the way that I looked was good enough, and it wasn't worth it for me to just really overthink everything about what I was eating and how I looked. And I think that there was a photo of me, and somebody in the modeling world was like, oh, she looks chunky, and I thought I looked great, and I was like, you know what, if they think I'm chunky, then I'm chunky, but I would rather have the curves that I do and be able to enjoy have quality of life than to like really like stress myself out to the brink.
I think that is like so amazing that you had that realization and overcame it, because I can speak from experience. Like, I've struggled with body positivity. I've struggled with, like, I refer to it as disordered eating.
Yes.
So many other people I know firsthand, or clients I work with, experience it too. And I think obviously with the rise of social media, it's sadly just getting worse.
Yes.
I think it comes with the territory now of being a woman. Everyone has to go through it at some point, and it's unfortunate. But conversations like this and blogs like yours hopefully will turn it around, or at least inspire people who are going through it to love themselves.
Yes.
Embrace who you
Embrace
are.
it, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's definitely a big part of the social media concept behind Buns and Bites, was to really, you know, I notice a lot of the time I'll see, you know, we all see them, you know, Instagram girls, we can call them, that are like famous and they have 1 million followers and they look perfect. They look picture perfect in every one of their posts. You know, their bodies are amazing, their makeup, their hair, everything about them. And you can't help but say, like, oh my God, I don't look like that. Or like, what am I doing wrong that I don't look the way that she does? And I think that that's a really dangerous area that we can all kind of play in, because I'm always on my phone. I'm always in you know, really invested in social media. I spend a lot of time on it because I'm, you know,
That's your
involved in
part of your
social
business,
media. But, you know, it's easy to kind of get caught up in it and get lost in it. So I want Buns and Bites to be a place where, you know, whether you're super, super skinny, whether you're plus size or something in between, you can find a reflection of yourself somewhere on the page. So that's why I try to work with women of all shapes and sizes, get everyone involved, so that when you're on Buns and Bites, you can say, oh, that girl's doing it, and that girl kind of has my body shape. Like, oh, she's doing it, why can't I do it? Why can't I love myself the way I am and still enjoy what I eat and what I do and how I look?
So relatable.
Yeah.
Scrolling through Instagram and seeing things.
Ask.
I think when someone initially sees your page, and when I first heard Buns and Bites, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a just sexy, big booties and food. And I was like, oh, I'm here for it. But it quickly surprised me. And it was, honestly, I loved it. And I'm sure you're still dealing with that initial people see or just hear the name and have a judgment. So how do you deal with that judgment?
I deal with judgment. I like to try to meet negativity with positivity. I don't really think that me like lashing out at critics is ever a good idea. It doesn't happen too often where I'll have like a troll or like somebody who just doesn't like it. And you know how internet people are. You know, you'll have somebody who will be like, this is gross. And so I always will respond saying like,
this is gross.
I've had like, you know, like people just be like, this is disgusting or this is gross. And I'll just, you know, respond with, please, you know, check out our website, educate yourself on our mission, because we're really working with women to help love ourselves. And, you know, I'm enjoying it and the girls who I'm working with are enjoying it. And I think a lot of my followers are enjoying it.
Totally.
And I think that we're helping and working with people. So I don't think that it ever benefits myself or the person who I'm interacting with for me to say like, no, like you're gross. Like, I don't think that ever has a good impact. So, but yeah, I don't usually get a lot of those comments, but when I do, I usually just try to really push back and say, this is not just like sexy and like for men and for like, this is more for the girls than it is for anything else.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the feedback that I get is so woman forward, and the girls who are like, I love your page, I want to be involved, I want to come out to eat with you, like yeah, sure, guys like it, but girls like it just as much. You know, I have the stats on my page and I think that I'm 51% female, 49% male. So, you know, this is not just a sexy page. It's fun, it's cheeky, and it's all appropriate. You know, my mom sees it and she loves everything that I do. And for her to be okay with it, it's got to be kept appropriate. You know,
totally.
So
no, it's nothing salacious or scandalous.
No.
It really is just fun.
And innocent, really.
And inspiring. Like I've seen some of your stories, and I think I've messaged you, and like, it honestly has it truly has touched me and like made me feel like okay, like. All good. Honestly, genuinely. Like when I reach out and send a message, like I don't do that a lot, and it's because I genuinely was like, wow, this was so empowering and honest and transparent, and like more and more people need to do that, because those girls you're talking about that we're judging ourselves against aren't transparent, aren't real. But I will edit my photo like that too.
I also think it's empowering empowering and inspiring for me when I look at it to be like, oh, it's okay to be sexy and like show myself in like a bikini or something on my page. Like that was something I always went back and forth with, like, and I still don't really, like, I'm still like trying to overcome that because it's like this vulnerability state of like getting comfortable with just like owning who you are, because there are so many haters out there and everybody has a comment.
Oh my God.
How do you deal with the balance of social media? So like obviously this is your job.
Yes.
But like you have another job too, and you have a life.
Yes.
So like how do you know when like enough is enough? And like to turn it off or to take a break?
Well, I think that, you know, when I go out to eat, I'll order food, and then my fiance will, like, the food will get on the table, and he'll be like, "Can I eat it?" Or like, "Do you have to take a picture of it?" And I'm like, "No, like, this is a non-Buns and Bites related dinner." Like, really, like, I try to keep Buns and Bites photo shoots, so when we're going out to eat, that's separate. I'm calling ahead, letting them know I'm coming, or they have reached out to me, so we've got an arrangement made, and I try my best to not let Buns and Bites sneak its way into like dinners with my fiance, or if I'm having a dinner or breakfast with my mom or something like that. Try to keep it separate that way. I am very, very guilty of spending a lot of time on my phone, and I try to limit myself. For a little while I was trying to carry a book with me to replace that urge to grab my phone when I'm like sitting, you know, waiting at
It needs to be balanced, work and play.
It needs to just be balanced between work and play, and obviously Buns and Bites is something that I really hope will one day be the only thing that I have to do, because ultimately that would make me like the happiest person in the world. Like, you know, that question, what would you do if money was just, you know,
not an issue.
Right, not an issue. Like you just had endless funds. I would literally do this all day, every day, in every corner of the world. That's what I would do, and this is what makes me the most happy. And
you're so fired up even talking about it. Like, you know, like that's so like amazing and beautiful. Like, you know what you want to do, you're enjoying it, and you're going after it like wholeheartedly, and like the rest will work itself out.
Definitely.
It's already shown like so much success.
Yes.
So
thank you. It
Yeah,
definitely feels good to like hear that and know that, you know, other people are enjoying it too. So yes.
Okay, so I'm wondering if you could go back to your younger self.
Yes.
Right before you got started, and give yourself a little piece of advice or encouragement, what would that be?
If I were to go back to my younger self before I started Buns and Bites, I would say when I had the idea, I wish that I had just done it.
Go for it.
Because I thought about it and I was like, this would be fun, but this is going to be embarrassing when I post it and it flops. Like, I really was just like, everyone would think this is really weird. People would be like, what is Laura doing with her butt next to the food? I don't get it. And so I was like, you know, I would just push it to the side. I really wanted to, you know, pursue myself career-wise. Like, I wanted to, you know, pursue an education. So I was going for my master's degree. I was applying to grad school, and I was like, you know, this is just, you know, that's silly. But I really wish that I had actually just started it then, because then I would be, you know, I would be 5 years into it instead of 2 years into it, and I would be further into the connections and already, you know, be more developed where I am with the blog. So my advice would be, if you have an idea, or if you have any kind of like little passion, whether it's I like to knit and I wish I could sell my stuff on Etsy, or I want to start a food and butts blog, whatever it might be, even no matter how crazy it sounds, because this is pretty crazy, like a weird idea, just do it, because people might love it, and then you don't want to kick yourself for not doing it sooner. So my advice would be to, you know, really put yourself into high gear and pursue what you want in life.
Yeah.
You know, we're millennials, and, you know, I heard some stat that like most millennials have, you know, their job and then they have their side hustle, and like that wasn't really a thing for our parents' generation. Like they went to work, they spent, you know, 30, 40 years in the same career, and then they retired. And, you know, I work 2 jobs in addition to Buns and Bites. So, and it is my side hustle, and I work really hard at it. So I say, like, no matter what it is, just go for it, because what's the worst that can happen?
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse, I think, to never try what you want than to try and fail, because at least you'll know. Well, there's never that question mark. I think there's nothing worse than the questioning, like what ifs. The what ifs are the worst.
Really.
Truly. And chances are, it's
somebody's gonna like it.
In fact, somebody's gonna like it, or you're gonna learn something that's gonna benefit you in your next venture.
Absolutely. I think that if you're able to put yourself into it, like I was so excited about it. Once I think I told you guys a little bit, I read like a self-help book, and it really, like, closed the book when I was finished, and I was like, this is it. I've got to do it. If it's not today, I think I went out that day to buy a camera to say, I'm starting this weekend because I can't put it off anymore. I want to do it. And I had so much fired up passion behind it. Like every day that I had a little spare chunk of time, I'd go out and try to get content, build content. So if you have an idea, if you're thinking, you've got something rolling around your mind right now, if you've got passion behind it, like just put yourself into it. Like enjoy doing what you like to do. Like there's no reason why you can't. So
I gotta know what book this is.
So this is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and I actually met her briefly at a really awesome book event last over the fall or last winter, spring. I'm actually not sure when it was, but when I met her, she signed my book and I told her about it, and she like took a picture pretending to sign my butt, and I was like, this is amazing!
Oh my God, full circle!
Yeah, it was really cool. But the book was just really inspiring. It was like not your average cheesy self-help, you can do whatever you want book. It like had a lot of great insight, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I get a lot of inspiration from there. I'm like everybody else. Like even though people say that I have a successful blog, I still have a lot of moments of doubt and insecurity. And should I really pursue this, or like should I really am I going in the right direction? And when I find myself feeling like that, I'll literally pick up the book and I'll just like open it to a random page and I'll read a little bit of it and then I'll close it and put it aside, and it'll just kind of give me that reminder of like why I started in the first place and where I'm going, and kind of just keep me on track. So
it's such a good tip that everybody could take away from of like going back to your roots.
Yes, exactly.
Those reminders.
Yes.
I would love to know, this is kind of switching gears a little bit, but with business relationship building, so like how did you start pitching these local restaurants and with this concept? Were they like, what the hell is this girl doing? Or were they like, yes, bring it on?
So a little bit of both. When I first started, I obviously had to build content before I launched the blog. So it was even harder at that point to describe to people what I was doing. And I think that it's the biggest in my memory was I was at Providence Bagel and I was taking pictures. I was like, had my fiance with the camera. He was taking pictures of me with some bagels. And at this point, I was just buying all the food. I wasn't even trying to like, hey, can you give me free food for like photos of a blog that doesn't exist yet? And the owner was actually sitting right next to me, and he was like, what are you doing, if you don't mind me asking? And I was like, oh, I'm starting this food blog, it's Buns and Bites, and kind of pitched him the idea, and he was like, oh, that's so cool. And since then he's supported me. Like he's been so great and wonderful. So it's working with businesses that are open to you and willing to support. So like I said in the beginning, I was kind of just like going and getting my own content. If I have to pay for food, I'll pay for food. I was very, very invested on making this a thing. And so now I'm at a point where if I want to go in somewhere, I'll kind of say, I'll reach out, say, I'm Laura from Buns and Bites. This is what I do. This is my following. Try to get them to look at the website so they have an idea into what my mission is, to describe it. And then I also have restaurants that will reach out to me now, which is great.
Yeah.
Because if they want me to come in, then like this is like a great success.
So that is a great success.
Yeah, but it is a really big team effort to make this happen. I work with photographers, models. I have a lot of people who want to be involved who aren't in the food world, who will say, can I do your hair? Can I do your makeup, your nails? So I have like a whole bunch of people who all come together and like want to be involved, and that's the best, because if I can support, my awesome nail girl or the spray tans or anything, like I'm on board. So if anyone wants to support me, I want to support them. But it all has to come together. I need the help of photographers, I need the models, I need the girls to want to get involved, and of course the restaurants to say, we want you to come in and eat a pizza and take pictures of it. So
good.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Lots of moving pieces. Yes.
I know we touched on it a little bit.
Yes.
But, seeing yourself eventually, hopefully, and I have a lot of faith in you. This is a full-time thing. Yeah, no. I'm
like no question about
it. But if you had to envision maybe your next 3 to 5 years, like where do you hopefully see yourself, and where do you see this blog going?
I see this blog eventually becoming in the next 3 to 5 to 10 years, whatever it might be, however long it takes, I would really like Buns and Bites to be my full-time job, and to be able to really put all of my energy into it. Because I think about, the amount of time I have to put towards it in a week is not that much. And I can only imagine where I would go if I had I could spend all day, Monday through Friday, working on Buns and Bites. I can't imagine how big it would be. It would be awesome. Plus, I'd be so happy, like being able to put all my time into Buns and Bites. So 3 years, 5 years, I hope that I'm full-time, whether it's evolved into restaurant marketing and management and that aspect, or like, all of a sudden I'm on the Food Network, my own TV show, like whatever it might be. I want it to be, centered around Buns and Bites, and wherever that will take me, I'm already grateful for it. That's a big part of it. Like, I'm really excited and grateful for what's to come. So that's something that
we are excited to watch what's to come for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
telling us your story.
Of course, I'm happy to share it with you guys.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we're excited for our panel event.
Can't wait.
For you to meet everybody and for people to be able to come and ask the questions they have.
Yes.
And something big that I'm looking forward to getting deeper into, we were kind of just talking about behind the scenes, is your time management mastery and being a testament to there's always enough time in the day to do the things that you need to do and you want to do. 2 jobs and killing it on your side hustle.
Thank you.
We'll get more into that as
Yeah,
well.
we'll get all deep into everything and
Deep down into Buns and Bites.
Yes.
All the secrets.
All the food, all the buns.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you
Laura.
both so much for having me.
You're
It's always
welcome.
a pleasure to talk to you both.
Yes.
We'll see you guys soon.